Hello, it's Crafty Ria and welcome to another video. If you're new here, I'm glad you found me. And if you are returning, welcome back. If you haven't yet subscribed, I'd love it if you hit that subscribe button and then click the bell so you're notified every time I upload a new video. Today I'm going to recycle some Christmas cards, which of course is one of my favorite things to do. But I'm also going to be using some Beebeecraft products. If you haven't heard of Beebeecraft, they are a wonderful company. They have a YouTube program. If you have 100 subscribers or more, you can join the YouTube program. And what it is, you can pick out about $40 worth of goodies, and you just have to make a couple videos using those goodies. You have to make 3 videos. One is an unboxing, and then 2 project tutorial videos. This is my second order and my second project tutorial from that second order. One of the things I'll be using are these gorgeous ribbons. There are just a ton of them, and they are really, really good quality grosgrain ribbon with some gorgeous Christmas designs on them. They're going to be so much fun. I will be using these probably in a ton of videos in the future because I love to recycle Christmas cards. So I just kind of wanted to show you the different ribbons that came in here, and I think they're over a yard a piece, I'm pretty sure. Maybe 3 yards each. There's even a pink one. I love these little snowmen. Just some gorgeous, gorgeous ribbons. And then here's the last 2. Love the ribbon. This ribbon pack was $10.89, and you get all of these ribbons. I mean, that's a lot of ribbon. Love it. And then the other item that I will be using is this pack of, they call it metallic paper. It's more like a shimmer. I wouldn't really call it metallic, but they are shimmery. You can see that. And you have the gray and this kind of a plum color. And like that salmon color. And this is a really pretty bronze and yellow. So you can, the camera is picking up some of that shimmer and that blue. And I think you get 3 sheets of each color in this purple and this dark blue. Let's see, there are there's 4 sheets of each color. More of the purple. And then there's this cream color. And then the light pink. It's a really nice pack of paper. And they measure, let's see, they measure 8 1/4 by 11 1/2. And they are, this pack was $16.49. All right, I picked out the ones I'm going to use. I want to do a little non-traditional colors. Well, we have this bronze color, and that's sort of a Christmassy color, but then I have this blue, purple, and this blue, and I thought they would be really, really pretty to use. I picked out some Christmas cards to recycle. I have this one, which of course goes beautiful on that purple. Look how it brings out the purple. Love that. And then there's this bronze, and I thought it went really well with this card. This is a one of those photo cards that you can special order, and it has their name on it. So I'm going to cover up the bottom, but that is really pretty. I thought that really brought it out. And then there's this blue color, And I have this card which goes perfectly with that blue color. I'm going to do them kind of pretty simple. I'm going to use these and the ribbon as an embellishment and maybe a little bling. We'll see how it goes. So let's start with the small one first. I also have some card backs. On these two, this one is going to be on a 5x7 card base, and so is the snowman. And I just picked yellow for that because that one's not going to matter what the base color is. They just happen to be what I have. This one I thought I would cut down and use on an A2 size card. This is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. I'm going to kind of cut it like this and put some ribbon to have some room for ribbon at the bottom. So I'm going to go ahead and cut my card mat. On this one here, I think I'm going to have a little bit of a white border around the edge. I'm going to have to trim off a little bit of this edge of this cardstock since it has some bent up corners, which is okay. I don't mind doing that. And I'm going to cut this card base just a little smaller than this. So I'm going to cut it at 4 1/8. I'm going to cut a clean edge on this side. And then I'm going to do it by 5 3/8. Oops, I almost did it wrong. I almost did 4 3/8. And there we go. And if you look at this really close, the grid is 1/4 of an inch, but you've got your 1/8 of an inch marks up at the top. And I'll set that aside. I just want to eye it up on here and see, yep, that will work perfectly. I'm going to trim the front of the card off. And I'm also going to see if I can cut, yeah, I think I can cut the sentiment out pretty good. I hope everybody is having a wonderful day. If you're in the line of the storms, I hope you are safe. That has a little mark there, but I think it's going to be okay. I always check the back to see if it's a pretty color. Otherwise, I will save it. I wonder if this will fit on this scrap for the inside. Yeah, maybe I can use that scrap on the inside. I didn't think about that. I don't have any extra papers out and handy. All right, so what I want to do is, I think I want to keep the snowman and the deer. It's either that or keep the, yeah, I think the deer looking at the snowman is really cute. So I'm going to cut it as close as I can to the right side of the snowman. I'm just going to cut so the little squirrel is not in the picture. Now this here you can use to make a tag. And this is 4 1/8, so I'm going to cut this down to 4. Yes, and I do get the whole deer in there, so that is good. Let's see how that looks. I might want to trim it down a little more. Yeah, so I get more of that pretty purple in there. I'm going to go right up to the deer's butt. There we go. I like it. And what I'm going to do, since I hate to waste the cardstock, that is so pretty, I happen to have this out on my desk. It's just a scallop punch. I'm going to punch a couple of these out of the inside of this. And I can use them in Happy Mail or something like that. Or use them for something else. It's just one way to make your pretty cardstock go a little bit farther. And you won't be able to tell because the snowman is going to cover that up. Now I have to pick a ribbon. I want to put a ribbon at the bottom. I have this white ribbon with the gold. I might have to trim the top a little bit and see. I have that, which is pretty. Let me see what else. I have another white ribbon. This one says Merry Christmas. And that's kind of cute at the bottom. That says Merry Christmas. But since it is a snowman, I think I kind of like the snowflakes. I also have pink that has snowflakes. Let me see if I can find that ribbon. I might use that pink. I think that's really cute on there. All right, I'm going to go ahead and cut this. I have my good fabric scissors here. I'm just going to cut a little piece off. I'm going to trim a little bit off of the top of this, just so it doesn't cover up that bird at the bottom. I like it. All right, that'll do. This card is very thin, this cardstock. That was this card. It's quite a thin paper, which is okay because we'll be putting it on here and it'll give it a little bit of sturdiness. I'm going to go ahead and run some tape right on the back of this ribbon. This ribbon is such a nice quality. I really love it. I did not expect it to be as nice as it was when I ordered it. And the nice thing about the Beebeecraft program is you get to pick what you want from their website. I know a lot of places that do a design team and they just send you stuff. You don't get to choose. This one here, you get to pick whatever it is you want from the website. Which I love. It was actually a lot of fun shopping. And then I will send them my video links, and then I think I'll get to pick again. I hope so. I have an idea in mind for what I want to do next. I want to try something a little different. All right, so we have that recycled Christmas card. I'll go ahead and put this on the inside. And I'll give this a trim. Use a little glue on the back of this. This is my Elmer's Glue All in a art glitter glue bottle. If you haven't seen my past videos on it, I did some comparison to this and to art glitter glue, and it is almost exactly the same. If you didn't tell me which one was which, I wouldn't be able to tell. Except when I purchase it, because the price point is much different. So there we go. We have that card all done. And now let's move on to the next one. Let's do this blue card. I went ahead and picked a 5x7 card base since this card is bigger than 5x7, and I didn't really want to cut it any smaller than the image. And I thought I would just put this and just cover the whole front of the card with this rather than leave a mat. So I'm going to cut the front of this card off, and I want to leave a little bit of that white border, so I'm going to cut right to the inside of that line. And this card, I believe, is vintage. It feels very old. It doesn't have a date on it, but it's like yellowed a little bit, and it just feels like something maybe from the 70s or something. It does feel quite old. This may have been, unless someone sent it to me, I think this was in a package that I got at Goodwill, and there were all kinds of vintage cards in there. I left a little bit of that white on there just so it acts as a mat for me. And I'm going to go ahead and cut out this inside. Cut the sentiment out. Yeah, it is very vintage feeling. I really like it. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to leave it as is. I think this corner here is fine. I'm going to go ahead and line it up right on this. So I'm going to start by just putting my adhesive all on this card base. And I'm going to put the fold of the card flat down on the table, and then this so it lines up on that fold, because I can trim all three sides except the folded side. And then I can trim those three sides. And I'll start by trimming this side here. And then I will trim this piece off. It's just a sliver on that side. And then I will trim this edge. So now I have the card. It's just covered in it. This is really nice cardstock. I think it has a white core. It's really hard to see. I think it has a white core, but it is on both sides, and it would be very nice to just use as a card by itself. And actually what I should have done before I taped it down, I should have punched something out of the inside just to have it. Let me put this on here. Yep, I was hoping that would fit on there perfectly. And then that gives it just a really pretty shimmery edge. I love that. Oh, first I want to decide if I want to put a ribbon on here. I think I had one in mind. I could use, I think, either this or this one that says Merry Christmas. And I'm wondering, of course it's upside down, if I might just put it across the top. Yeah, I think I'm just going to put it across top, because if I put it here, you can kind of see through the ribbon a little bit, but if I put it up here, it would look really good. I think that would be fine. There isn't any ribbon like with angels on it or anything like that. If there was, I would definitely use that. But I think I'm going to put this just right across the very top, so it's like snowing in the background. And I'm just running my adhesive. You can use any adhesive you like. I just happen to like that my ATG because it's very inexpensive. And it has behaved itself in the past couple days as far as not getting itself all gummed up. And for a while I was blaming the gun, but I think it's really the refills that I use if I get a bad one. Or it might be the weather if it's humid. Although it was very humid today. It rained and was just yucky. I'm just going to kind of eyeball this and center it sort of in the middle. Excuse me. There we go. So we have that. I think that came out really pretty. And I have the inside. Let me see. I think I could just mat it on a little bit of this just to bring that color to the inside. I'm going to trim this little piece a little bit more. There we go. That's more even. One thing I have noticed about the Elmer's glue that is different from the art glitter glue, I don't think it dries quite as fast, which is nice because it gives you a little extra wiggle room, and it does not gum up my fine metal tip as quickly either. I've never had to unstick my fine metal tip with the Elmer's, but I have had to frequently with the art glitter glue. There we go. So with 2 cards done. And let's move on to the last card. I have this adorable snowman. He's so cool. All right, and I'm going to put him on this background. I think I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to cover that card completely in this color, or in this cardstock. Actually, what I think I'm going to do is I'm just going to make a card base out of this. I think I will. I want to measure on here how wide I want it, because I think I'll leave that outside edge. I'm going to measure him. He is 5 wide. So I'm going to make my card base 5.5 wide. All right, I have my scoring board and my bone folder, and I'm just going to score this at 5.5. I have it flush against this side. I usually move it down a little so I have room to get this in here. And then since I scored it on this side, I'm going to flip it over before I fold it. That gives you a nice clean score. And then I'm going to trim off this little lip. And let me see how tall I need this to be. This measures 7, so I'm going to cut it at 7.5, which I can't with that because I don't have a ruler longer than 6. So what I'm going to do is just eyeball this, get my pencil, and mark it. Let me see how close I got to 7.5. I got exactly at 7.5. It's pretty good. I almost lost my mark. I have an eraser here that I'm just gonna mark. I got these erasers. This is a high polymer eraser. I got it at staples.com. They have free shipping right now. I think I got a 3-pack. I think it was on sale for like $1. This is probably by far the best eraser I've ever used in my life. You know, I make the card sketches and I have pencil on white paper. And this erases it so easily, doesn't leave any mark. It's latex free. I am allergic to latex, so I have to be careful. These erasers are so awesome. I also have this one, this mono eraser, and this is a very good eraser. I bought it because I wanted the sand eraser in case I get an ink stain somewhere that I need to take off, and that does work really well. But as far as pencil marks, you cannot beat this eraser. This is the best eraser. I know it sounds silly, but it is so fantastic. I can't say enough good things about that eraser. I know it sounds silly, but all right. So I have this on here like that, and I know I want to cover up this Love and Hugs, and I might just go ahead and cover up the whole Merry Christmas part at the bottom. Let me see how that's going to work. I have this green, No, that's not going to be so good. It's not. If I cover up like the love and hugs, you can still see that there was a word there. So what if I bring it up? I'll have to trim off the bottom. That's okay. I'm going to trim off the love and hugs, Tammy and Lindsay. Sorry, guys. Bye-bye, Tammy and Lindsay. I don't know who you are, but I'm sure you're really nice because you made these gorgeous Christmas cards. There, and that is much better. I'm just going to cover the bottom of this with this. I'll probably trim off a little bit on here as well. There is a little corner that's bent up, so I'm going to trim that off a little bit. There. All right, that fits on there pretty good. And I thought maybe that, let's see what else we have. There's a whole bunch to choose from. Oh, now that's really cute. I don't know if you can see that really good. That adds a lot of really cool colors to it. I held up the red to it before, and I don't know that I like the red with it. I don't know, that red looks pretty good too. I do like that red. There's the red with this. Oh, I have too many choices. I think I might, well, I don't know. I don't know if I like the red with that background. Let's see how I like this with that background. That's not too bad. But I think I'm still going to go with the dark green because I think it matches that background better. Now let's see if I can find my scissors. They're buried under here. There we go. And I don't have a sentiment for the inside of this card yet, so I might wait until I go to send it and just stamp something on the inside later. I like the deep green, this deep dark green. I'm going to add a little extra. I didn't do that on the other cards. Usually I do. All right, let's put this down. I think that looks good on that shimmery background. So I have 3 cards that I made using the Beebeecraft shimmery, they call it metallic paper, and these gorgeous ribbons. I absolutely love the ribbons. They're so cool. Thanks again for watching. I appreciate each and every one of you. If you haven't subscribed, please consider clicking that subscribe button and click on that bell so you don't miss any videos. If you haven't yet checked out my Facebook group, Create with Crafty Rhea, I'd love it if you did. Head on over there. The ladies are awesome. Go ahead and check out Beebeecrafts. I'll leave my affiliate link to them below. They have awesome craft supplies, great customer service, and definitely if you have a YouTube channel with 100 subscribers, you can join their YouTube program. Also, if you haven't yet checked out my Patreon page, I'd love it if you did. I have 5 different levels of membership that you can join. You get a sneak peek of my videos before they go live on YouTube, and they don't have any ads on them for that period of time as well. Thanks again for watching, and until the next video, you know what to do. Go get crafting. Bye-bye.